Hello, everybody. How are you doing today? My name is Tony Rizzano, and this is another episode of the world famous, the University Love, the best podcast of 1, 2, 3 Galaxies. But, ladies and gentlemen, you and I would just call this show Online Marketing Moves. We are coming to you live today. Today is Tuesday, February the 14th, 2023. Happy Valentine's Day to you and the fine folks out there in podcast land. Now, today we are going to discuss something very important. We are going to discuss why you should get more than an email address when it comes to your marketing, when it comes to your business. You want all the information you can so you can send people postcards. You can send text messages. You can tell people about your app. You want to have as much information as you possibly can. So that way, if people don't check the email, you can send them postcards. You can send them things through the mail. If they don't check the regular mail, you can send them emails. If they don't check the emails, you can always send them text messages on the phone. There's many ways to get in contact with people these days that is good for you, that is good for your business. Now, some people are going to be like, why do you want all my information? But most people give out the information all the time. They just act like all of a sudden if you ask for information, to get a free T-shirt, they'll give Nike or Walmart or something like that their whole life story, back history, a DNA sample, and everything. But if you are a marketer, a one man band, they have 1,000 questions. I know when I first started, somebody advised me just to get email addresses, but you would get bad email addresses, you would get fake email addresses, and then you can't contact people that way. But if you get the email address, the physical address, the telephone number, then you can contact them in a variety of ways. And the more ways you can contact somebody, the more you have a chance to make a sale, to complete a business transaction. And people still like gifts. People still like postcards. People still like regular mail. People like to get regular mail because they don't get it as often as they used to. So when you get something in the mail, you're like, oh, look. And you have a tendency to look at it and to check it out and to scope it out. You get so many emails, you get bogged down. Sometimes you erase the email. You might accidentally erase it. And so that's the purpose of getting more than just the email address. And also you want to be super present and your emails list lives. You know what I mean? So if you have the opportunity, if you ever make a T-shirt, you say, hey, you want a free T-shirt? Send me your address. I'll send you the T-shirt. That's another way to get their physical address. If you say, hey, we got this app, or we want to send you random messages sometimes, that's getting a phone number is a good way. And when if somebody acts like they don't want to give you the address or their phone number, then you don't really want them on your list anyway, because they're not going to buy nothing. A lot of times when people just want to give you the email address, they just want to give you a friend's email address, a fake email address, a dumb email address. It won't work. It's phony. It's fake. And then you can't really reach out to the people. They can't get to know you. You can't get to know them if they give you bad email addresses. And a lot of times, if you would rather have a list of 1,000 people that give you their name, physical address, telephone number, all that stuff, than 2,000 people with just an email list. The more that you can get into somebody's world, the more that you can get them into your world, the more you will be able to reap the benefits, the more money you will be able to make. And that's just a fact. And I remember when I first started, I had a. At first, I had on my landing page, I just had name and email address. And then one day, after a couple of months, I said, no, I'm going to get the whole thing. And there was some people, they were like, why do you want my physical address? I don't want to give you my address. I don't want to give you my telephone number. And I said, well, if you don't want to give me that, then don't sign up for the emails. You know, that's just the way it is. And you have to stand on that. You know, you can't just say, well, if you don't want to give me your telephone number or whatever, you know, then you don't have to. No, you want to be steadfast in your thought. And so try to get as much information as you possibly can. So I would advise you go for the name, the email address, and the telephone number in the beginning. I would shoot for those two at first. But if you can, get the physical address too. But if you want to wait for a little while for them to get to know you, trust you, or whatever, you can actually physical address then. But don't just get a name and email address. Get a name, an email address, and the telephone number. That's the minimum. Just get that, and then take it from there. Okay? Do not just get an email address. Get a name, email address, and a telephone number. Matter of fact, you'd rather get first and last name too, and the email address and the telephone number. So that way, because you can send out group text. There are different ways you can go. You can send group text. You can send a mass text. Hey, you know, I got this content. Hey, watch this video. Hey, listen to this podcast I got. You know, you can. That's another way to keep in contact with people. Because people, you know, people lie all the time. They say, "Oh, I'm rarely on my phone." You know, my brother one time he was telling me. I said, "Hey, man, I tried to call you." And a couple of times he said, "Oh, you know, I just be so busy. You know, I'll never be on my phone." And then, you know, I got around him one year for like a family reunion, and I just noticed my brother the whole time he just had his phone in his hand. And I was like, "Hey, man, you say you don't have your phone. You got your. I've been with you for 3 days now. 3 days in a row. You done had your phone all in your face. So obviously you're lying. You just don't want to answer the phone. Whatever, you know. But that's just how people are. So people tell you I don't be on the phone a lot. They're lying. Most people just live on the phone. You know, it's just the way of the world, I guess. But anyway, make sure you get at least a name, first name, last name preferably. Telephone number, and an email address, of course. But if you can't get the physical address, get the physical address. If you can't, then wait. You know, set it up to where you say, hey, I got this T-shirt. You know, you want a T-shirt, give me your email address. That's another way you can get people's emails, physical address. Or if you just say, hey, I need name, telephone number, physical address, so we can send your sales in the mail, send your things in the mail. That way you explain to them why you need the information. What are you going to do with the information? You say, hey, I'm not going to sell it to the Russians. I'm not going to sell it to the Ukraine. I'm not going to sell it to, the Middle East. I'm not going to sell it to China. I mean, when people have TikTok, their information is already sold to China, so you don't have to worry about all that. But, I'm just kidding. Google already sold all the information to China, so it's no big deal. But no, you want as much information as you possibly can so you can keep in contact with the people as much as you possibly can, okay? So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this short episode. I know you all have Valentine's Day dates, so I'll let you get to it. But with that being said, we'll be back tomorrow with the all-new episode of Online Marketing Moves. But until then, my name is Tony Rizzano. Thank you for listening. God bless. And as always, everybody, peace.